Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and I've got a little troll defense for the arena, and it's actually working about 30 or 40% of the time, and a lot of times you'll see people, they'll fight against you twice, like this person. They'll lose the first one and be like, okay, screw that, and they'll try again. So it's just a fun little troll strategy for defending in the arena, but let's get into it. And a quick word from this video's sponsor, a game that I have been playing for a couple months now, World War Dough. And I've been doing everything from running a clan in game to hosting show matches within the community like Cold Brew versus Turtley Bad. I will link to that right there if you have not seen that yet. And if you want to try the game out with me, it is completely free to play. I will provide a download link in a pinned comment and the video description. Nice and easy to find. The game is completely free and compatible with your device, whether you're on Android or Apple. They are currently on Season 7, where you can get in and get lots of rewards, and they are always coming up with new seasons and new objectives to play the game and earn new skins. Like you can see here, I am using the Command Dracula skin. You can pick a skin that matches your playstyle. They all have different types of bonuses that you can really tailor around the deck and strategy that you are using. And this game does a great job with the humor aspect of things. I really love the emotes that they allow you to use when you are maybe taking down a win against your opponent, and you've got some funny emotes here to spam at them. You can get all sorts of rewards from simply logging in and checking the game every now and then. You get tributes. You can also earn all sorts of things by playing in the different game modes that exist in the game. The Tower of Loot, the brawls, where you don't have to risk your tournament points or rankings to go ahead and earn rewards. All sorts of things going on in the game. And you can also join my clan, Chofly Elite. There is usually some spots up for grabs. So this is your chance to get in on the ground floor and really get good while everyone is still learning the game. So remember, I will have a download link down in the video description and a pinned comment. It's completely free to play and your chance to try out a new game while also supporting the channel. Alrighty, so troll defenses have been a fun thing here and there. We've seen ones with Paragon and maybe a few other champions. And then up in the platinum area of the game, you'll see things called stall defenses, where it's just about making them take as long to defeat you as possible. Even if you lose, it's about making it take as long as possible for them. So this is not a platinum strategy. This would get demolished in platinum. This is just for trolling in like Gold League. People think it's going to be an easy fight. They see one champion and some level 1s, and they just go in, hit auto, and then it ends up stealing some fights that they otherwise thought would have been easy, just like I showed in the intro, where you can see you get a lot of this where they fight you once and they lose, and they fight you again. They're like, okay, and they like manual or whatever, and they get serious and win. But I've just noticed scrolling through here, I've had this up for a couple days because I wanted to get a feel for how it would be in the video. And every time I go through my log, I'll win like 3 to 5. It wins like 30-something% of your defenses in Gold League, and it's kind of funny just to get a good kick out of seeing people go twice against it. So I'm gonna walk you through all the build and exactly how I put it together in terms of the stats, the artifacts, the masteries, and we'll walk you through all that. So let's head on over into my champion vault and talk about the skull crown that I've got built for this. Alrighty, so this is the Skull Crown right here, and Skull Crown is a great candidate for this type of thing, just to do a fun little defense to steal some points. And you may be wondering, what's the point to do something like this? And there's a couple reasons. One, because it's fun, it's something to do, and it's funny to see the results of it. But two, it does actually have a little bit of a purpose, because when you are trying to stay at your current tier in the arena, if you are actively fighting, you're going to be gaining a lot of trophies, and you may get to a point where it's a little bit harder to farm in the arena. Like if you're going to be in Gold 4, no matter what, you'd rather be at the bottom of Gold 4, because as you progress, you're going to fight tougher and tougher defenses typically. Not always, but you're going to run into a lot tougher teams. So if you stay at towards the bottom of your current league, you're going to get the same amount of points and progression for your account and your Great Hall no matter what. So you might as well manage it in a way where you stay at the bottom end of that current league if you're going to get the same reward no matter what. I hope that makes sense. But that means you want some people attacking you to help keep your rank kind of stable and where it is, but you don't want to get just demolished. If you put in a level 1 champion and that's it, and then everybody just farms you for free points, you might wake up in the morning and you're like 500 trophies lower than you wanted to be. So if you have a defense that is a little bit enticing to attack, but can steal a win here or there, or even if you just have a defense that's a little bit suspicious, You'll get attacked sometimes, but not too much. So you see lots of different ways that people do this, and I thought it would be fun to play around with this way of doing it. So that's why the video here and why I kind of decided to just experiment with this. Just kind of a fun way of maintaining my rank and keeping myself busy here as an endgame raid player. But yeah, anyway, so the build is kind of a semi-resistant CC high damage Skull Crown, and the reason Skull Crown is amazing for this is she's got a skill here called Resilient, where it's going to place an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn every time their HP drops below 20%. All of us that have been playing Raid for a while, we know full and well about this ability of Skull Crown. It makes her a huge pain to farm in the arena because she always goes unkillable. You gotta bring someone to either block buffs or steal the buff or strip the buff, and then Skull Crown resists it, and then sometimes you sit there and reset her turn meter, and if you don't manual it, you'll sit there on auto for 10 minutes, and you'll just keep hitting this super slow Skull Crown, resetting their turn meter, and they'll be unkillable forever. So we all have run into these different situations. It's why Skull Crown is the perfect candidate for something like this. And Skull Crown also has really good multipliers for an epic champion. Her A2 can do insane amount of damage. So she sits there, she absorbs things, she lives, she gets a turn because of her unkillable proc, and then boom, you get her built for high damage, and this thing hits super hard. Then she can also place a weaken sometimes, and if you take more turns after that, you can go ahead and do the AoE A1 and do a lot of damage as well. So you can do a lot of things with Skull Crown in terms of being in a defense and helping her survive. And then why did I go with the sleep and resistance artifacts? There's a few different ways to go about this, a lot of different things I was kind of thinking of, and may change this around at some point, but I went with sleep and resistance because I'm trying to get it a resistance as high as possible. Obviously, it'd be nice to get it to 700 so that she's always super sturdy, but it's just designed, you know, maybe somebody brings somebody with 300 accuracy, 350 accuracy. Well, now all of a sudden Skull Crown sits here and resists some of these debuffs, and she can be kind of sturdy and snowball out of control before they know it. And then the sleep is actually really good because she's solo, so no one is going to be interrupting the sleeps that she does. Her sleeping something can be as effective as a stun because it's not going to get interrupted. She sleeps them, they take their turn, do nothing, and then she can sleep them again with an AoE, and sleep has a much higher percentage of chance to proc than a stun. It's 25 versus 18, which is pretty significant. 7% when you're talking about an 18% chance. The difference there is actually pretty significant, especially when you're hitting 4 opponents at once. That 7%, you do end up really noticing it. But that was the thought process between trying to get some sort of blend of CC to help her snowball, and then also getting a high resistance. Well, not really a high resistance, but enough resistance where there is sometimes you can clutch it out. So as we dive into the gear here, that's why you will see the banner is a resistance. And then you're going to be looking for your best blend of basically damage. You want her to hit super hard. It's about, when she does get that turn, it's about super surprising them. Just boom, one-shotting 2 or 3 of them, and then letting her snowball with the sleep set and a couple of the mastery type things that we'll touch on here in a little bit. So Amulet is obviously going to be crit damage, and then as much accuracy and resistance as you can get on it. The ring, again, we're going for damage. This was not perfect, and this gear is not perfect. I kind of put this together without really planning it super well, so there are some opportunities to improve stuff as we go along here, but this was kind of the first version of my build on this. And then the boots, you could definitely go for attack percentage. That would be a great choice. Make her hit that much harder because obviously in a build like this, speed is not as much of a premium, nowhere near as much as a typical build. So, but the thing is, you don't really keep attack percent boots too often, especially in like a resistance or a sleep set. So it was really hard to find something to go with the artifacts that I wanted to use. And then obviously on the chest, we're going to be going for attack percentage and as much just speed, crit rate, crit damage type stuff that we can get on the substats. Gloves, we want to go with crit damage. As long as you can get enough crit rate on your substats of stuff, you definitely want crit damage gloves to get that DPS to be as high as possible. And then in the type of build like this, wherever you can get accuracy and resistance, that is just going to make it that much more powerful. The top ones are going to be a little bit simpler. You're just looking for damage, crit rate, resistance, and those type of stuff that you were also looking for on the bottom row. But the main stats are always going to be attack, HP, and defense, so it kind of makes it a lot simpler. And then as far as books on the skills and stuff, Skull Crown is a pretty good champion, so you can't really feel bad about using epic books on her, you won't really regret having a Skull Crown that is fully booked on your account. Now, she does have this ability here that pairs well with Senesha. So I thought about bringing Senesha in, but I thought that would make it too obvious. The thing is, you got to kind of walk this line where you kind of want to surprise people and not make it too obvious that you're building a real team. Because if I put Skull Crown and Senesha in there, people's antenna are really going to go up and they're going to be like, oh, okay, this has got to be some sort of crazy strategy or something. And they're really going to pay attention or maybe not attack you. But point is, they'll be ready for it. So it would be great to pair it with Senesha. I just thought it would kind of defeat the purpose of the troll strategy because people would really see it coming then. But it technically would make it pretty strong to bring Senesha along to kind of help each other with the sister tandem ability there. But mainly it's this that enables it. You do want that booked ideally. And then her A1 and her A2, you're going to be getting cooldowns and damage, so you can't feel bad about books there. Then for the masteries, there's a couple different ways you could go. I'll show you the route that I decided to go on this. I went offense and defense, and I still want her to hit super hard. Helm Smasher is very impactful in the arena in terms of ignoring defense. This is all about the upside. So there are some builds, like in the Spider, where you've got a super fine-tuned strategy. You've got a 12-second run. You want it to be the same thing every time with your Royal Guards and your Cold Heart, and you need consistent performance that you can count on. That's fine and that's dandy, but I want upside. I want to sneak up, snowball, hit hard, and really unlock max potential when things go well. So that's why in this situation, I went with Helm Smasher, because if I get these Helm Smasher procs, the Skull Crown is gonna hit like crazy, just that much harder. And then Blood Shield here can be nice because you get some shield. You can really help yourself to snowball when you start getting sleep procs and you're hitting for all these AoEs, and you're basically just picking stuff that's gonna help you after that initial surge of hitting super hard. Shield Breaker is a really good one to take because shields are very common in the arena. So if you get 25% damage, that's a big multiplier there if they're under shields. Otherwise, the Life Drinker I do like because you're gonna be under 50% HP almost every time. They're gonna go first, they're gonna basically kill your Skull Crown, and you're gonna be sitting there, and then she hits super hard. She can hit for like 400,000 team damage. Hey, she's bringing back enough HP to kind of start to recover again. So I think it's a handy one to kind of have in this build. Wrath of the Slain. This is where it comes into play, me bringing the 2 troll level 1 champions with her. They're obviously going to die, and that gives my Skull Crown 10% damage buff because of Wrath of the Slain. So you can put Skull Crown by herself, but without that, I wouldn't be getting the 10% damage bonus here by the level 1 champions just dying and buffing my Skull Crown. So then we also got Bring It Down. Lots of people are going to have higher HP than her, so it's just it's basically going to be a 6% damage buff. And then on the defense tree, there is some stuff that is a little bit handy. We've got Retribution. She's got that AoE A1 that's going to hit pretty hard, and she's going to be losing 25% of her max HP a lot, so you can get some of those counterattack procs and then start placing sleeps and stuff with that AoE default. And we're also going to be placing those sleeps and stuff so we can place a leech as well when that set procs, and then that's also going to help us to recover more health, just like the Life Trigger here, so we can kind of help sustain ourselves and really snowball, get extra turns, play some CC, heal up, hit hard, and all of a sudden our opponent's like, wait, what just happened? Other than that, you're just kind of looking for random value here in the defense tree. There's another way to sustain yourself and heal back up, and then also reduce damage by 8% when hit with a crit will be another mechanic to help you kind of snowball a little bit. But I'll leave that up here for just a few seconds in case you were wanting to pause and take a look at the masteries that I was using on this kind of troll build for Skull Crown Arena defense. But yeah, that's gonna kind of do it for this one. I like to throw a fun video out there every couple weeks, just something different that I'm trying out. And I've never really done a troll defense build. I usually just put like one champion as my defense, and then if I start dropping too low, I'll change it out and put a real defense. That way I can maintain my rank or maybe even climb a little bit. But I thought since I've never done this before, it'd be fun to try out a different build, and I was honestly kind of surprised by the results. I thought it would never work. I thought I would win like 1 out of every 100 matches or something, but I'm actually winning like somewhere around 25 to 30% of my arena defenses of the people that end up attacking me. I think they just see this right here, level 1 Diabolist and a Skull Crown, boom, they click auto. All of a sudden, sometimes it's like, whoa, what just happened? Oh, I'm getting slept. Oh, they're healing. What's going on? Oh, I'm dead. So it's kind of funny to see the results in the battle log. You get stuff like this where people are losing, or maybe they have to play you twice and stuff. So I'm definitely glad I tried it out. It was kind of fun. And let me know what you think down in the comments if you've ever done builds like this in the arena, and if you kind of keep an eye out for it when you're farming and stuff. I know this gives me a perspective to maybe keep an eye out for defenses like this when I'm farming up my my arena medals. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.